Hello, welcome to Action Teacher Video. Video is a powerful tool that teachers are using to reflect on their own practice and to communicate new ideas. In this series, we feature videos produced by teachers themselves and discuss the contents and implications here in the studio. In this programme, we'll be looking at an innovative approach to PSHE and art teaching in Broadway Junior School, captured on camera by teacher Chris Horn and called The Cove. I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by Chris Horn. Chris, hello and welcome.
Hello.
Joining Chris is another teacher with some similar experiences and concerns from Greet Primary School, Heather Ravenhall. Hello and welcome. I'm also delighted to introduce a consultant and frequent contributor to Teachers TV, Adrian Jones.
Hello.
Firstly, Chris, could you give me a bit of background to your video?
We're part of the Creative Partnerships Durham-Sunderland network of schools. We look at creative ways of engaging children and trying to stimulate and motivate their learning. And through different opportunities outside of school, try to measure whether the excitement, the enjoyment can be transferred to other curriculum areas and in turn raising attainment.
Hello everyone and welcome to our visit to Hawthorne Dean.
During the 2005-2006 academic year, Broadway Junior School worked collaboratively with their artist-in-residence, funded by Creative Partnerships Durham-Sunderland, to investigate through action research creative projects which can motivate all learners and in doing so develop children's self-esteem, self-confidence and positive behaviour whilst meeting the national curriculum requirements.
To make them comfortable, so let me just get some...
Through a relaxed curriculum which offers permission to innovate, children from Year 5 were immersed in processes to develop their self-confidence and self-esteem. The objective being a richer collaborative approach in the classroom, the ability for all learners to interact with each other and enhance individuals' speaking and listening skills.
No, not yet. Not really.
Within the classroom context, some children were unable to engage during activities through a lack of self-confidence and therefore opportunities for success and achievement were limited. Creating a richer imaginative world in which to learn with our cultural partners broke down barriers and in turn stimulated our children who began to enjoy learning and were offered opportunities to apply knowledge and skills in new and imaginative ways, trying out ideas in real-world situations.
Our place was in the caves because it's really steep and it can make lots of walls and easy to make seats because there's lots of rocks in there.
Brilliant. And what would you get up to there?
Us would collect firewood and collect pans because Jake found a pan for cooking.
Oh, brilliant. So would that be your idealised place?
Yeah.
And would you take anyone else with you?
Not really because us wanted to be a secret so no one would find us.
Individual children with limited interaction within the classroom environment were particularly animated in this outdoor classroom, providing children with an insight into a world outside of their usual experience, engaged children with wonderful results.
Jake, where would your idealised place be? Anywhere in the world?
Would be in Africa in all the bushes.
In Africa?
Yeah.
And what would you get up to there?
I'd like make myself spears, kill lions for food.
You'd kill all the animals?
No, only some.
Only some? Which ones wouldn't you kill?
Like the rhinos.
The rhinos. You like them?
The little pet tigers.
Some children found difficulty in participating in activities where the normal class structure was evident. Adapting this approach through our action research has given children an ability to demonstrate a realisation that through their imagination no boundaries exist and their thoughts and ideas can be shared and celebrated. This is positively impacting upon individual self-confidence.
My best place is at the river at my caravan site where I go for my holiday, and me and my cousin Sean know where it is. And it's quite deep and we like go adventuring up all the little waterfalls and then we come to the big one and our den's round the back of it because it's a little cave and it's got some seats and a little fire.
Brilliant. And who do you take with you to this place?
My cousin Shauna, and no one else knows about it.
So you don't tell your family about it?
No one even goes down the river either.
Alright, come and show me
The use of many different cultural environments offered opportunities for our children to contrast their school environment and how they react to the space in which they learn. Exciting spaces began to challenge and inspire their thinking.
Madam Lewis's bed. We sit here, take our coats off, put them over our legs, just relax. Oh, hi guys.
Just relax. And what about everything else? Where's your food?
We don't have any.
You don't have any food yet?
That's our food. We pretending that's
What's
a
that?
full bird. We pretending that's a bird.
That's a bird. What to eat?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
These experiences of working outside the classroom give the children a vehicle in which to excel in an area of learning that means many things to each individual. Children involved have developed their self-esteem, which allows them to talk openly and with confidence, developing close working relationships with all, which in turn can impact upon their global learning.
It was the best trip I've had since year 3, and I'm only new in Broadway, and this is me the first trip in Broadway, and I absolutely loved it. It was absolutely brilliant.
My favourite part of our trip to the Cove is coming back without dropping dead when I was holding like 2 stone of stones. Ouch.
I really enjoyed it, and it was awfully really so tiring walking up the big hill, and we found loads of amazing creatures like crabs, snails with amazing patterns in the backs. But on the cliff I seen a rock. Well, we thought it was a skull at first, but it was just a rock with loads of holes in it. Hi, we've just got back from the Cove, as you can see, and it was really good down at the beach where on the steps I slipped and fell onto my butt.
Chris, how different is the Cove environment to the children's normal home environment and that of the school?
It's massive. Primarily you break down the barriers, and in doing so you allow the children to behave differently. They see it as perhaps the way they may behave once they're out of school, playing in the street, playing in the back garden, going to the park with their friends. The role of teacher and desks and tables and chairs doesn't exist anymore. So straight away you change the relationship that you have with the children, and in doing so you encourage interaction, they ask questions, and quite a lot of the time they bring out a lot of personal skills and personal knowledge and personal interest that actually the classroom doesn't afford them because of the environment in which they work.
Heather, the outdoor environment is a fantastic stimulus. Did the effects on the children surprise you?
They didn't actually. I think when you take children out of their environment, their school environment, they will have a different reaction. And by making a lesson more creative, active and practical, that's something that really engages the children and will really motivate them.
When the children get back to the classroom, how do they interact with each other, having had that great experience earlier on?
Often when they return to the classroom for the remainder of the week, the interaction's quite at a high level. They engage with each other, and what's quite exciting is children that perhaps are less likely to interact with each other because there's an unagreed status in the classroom and little friendship groups, that's all broken down. But when the following week comes, it's back to the usual little groups and the talking seems to stop. It's there with some children, but that's not what you want. You want everyone to be involved and enjoy and achieve the lesson.
Lewis's bed. We sit here, take our coats off, put them over our legs, just relax. Oh, hi guys.
Just relax. And what about everything else? Where's your food?
We don't have any.
You don't have any food yet?
That's our food. We pretending that's
What's
a
that?
full bird. We pretending that's a bird.
That's a bird. What to eat?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Chris, how difficult is it to get that kind of response back in school?
At times it can be quite challenging, but through a number of different projects like the Cove, we found that adapting the environment and looking at the way that different children learn we can actually try and recreate that back in the classroom. So over time it does become easier, and also the skills in which they use in that particular context can be transferred to all curriculum areas. So across the curriculum, the children begin to interact socially, and in turn it raises their attainment and aspirations.
How different is this from a traditional school trip?
It's quite different. Many of the visits that we try and arrange at Broadway School are focused on allowing the children to achieve many different things. Perhaps traditionally a school trip was seen as a visit where perhaps you went to look at something, you were told some information, you perhaps recorded that information and you came back. What we try and do is take them to a particular place and have quite a relaxed focus and allow them to achieve and allow them to use their imaginations, and whatever they create, whatever they say is allowed and accepted.
It was the best trip I've had since year 3, and I'm only new in Broadway, and this is me the first trip in Broadway, and I absolutely loved it. It was absolutely brilliant.
Chris, how typical was her reaction there?
Typical for some children, but not for all. I think the video shows that many children that were there were quite excited and engaging with the camera. Back in the classroom, you quite often get the one-word answer. Some of the time, there isn't any oral skills, it's a nod of the head.
You've talked about creativity in this. How has that actually manifested itself? How does it change children?
What you try and do is tap into their personal interests and skills. Look for outside agencies, look for professionals outside, look for cultural partners that can actually support you in meeting the national curriculum requirements, a particular lesson objectives, but look at doing it in a different way.
Heather, what have you learnt from that video?
I've learnt that it is okay to take risks, and the children learn more through you doing that. If you just keep them in the classroom, they're not going to have all the first-hand experiences, and I think it's very important that they do get that.
Chris, you've shown us children who've experienced a certain amount of freedom. There's been a certain amount of risk-taking on your part. How does this affect their level of achievement?
In a very simple way, an example, back in the classroom the following day, we put all the things we collected on our journey on the tables. We labelled them, we displayed them with care, and from those objects and from that experience the previous day, the children created pieces of writing, initially from their thought showers, wonderful sentences with adjectives and verbs, and because they were immersed in the process, they had a good understanding of what they were going to write about. They used their imagination, and the pieces of writing, whether levelled or not, actually show the sense of achievement of all those children.
I think we've run out of time there, but I'm sure that there'll be lots more discussion on this subject. You can, of course, find out more from our website at teachers.tv. It only remains for me to say thank you to our teacher producer, Chris Horn, and guest Heather Ravenhall, and thanks also to Adrian Jones. Please join us again on Action Teacher Video, and in the meantime from me, Xanthi Steen, goodbye.